And Chooks the boy is here. Good morning, Chooks.
I hope I look entirely
You look chookies.
boyish today.
You look
different. You look like a boy.
Oh, yes. You see, it's in the attitude.
It's in the feeling.
You
it's
push
in the
70,
mood.
you're still looking 40-ish. It's in the attitude.
Yeah, it's in the attitude.
Stop running into
Nigeria will
old
be
age.
64 tomorrow.
I am 3 years older than Nigeria, come to think of it.
Yes, I
Really?
remember you always tell us you were there at the
I'll
Independence
be
Year.
67, December 5. Even though I don't feel it.
You don't feel it.
Yeah,
You don't feel it like Nigeria doesn't feel it.
I don't know whether
So
that's
tell
the
us
comparison I want to...
So tell us what it was in 1960 when Nigeria gained independence.
Well, first of all, I was one village man. My mom would send me to go and buy crayfish. I was in one pair of pants most of the time, sewed with khaki, and the rope with which you tied it around your...
Yes.
Some of it will be trailing, you'll be trailing some of it, almost sweeping the floor. And your mom would say, before this saliva dries, make sure you come back with that crayfish. We were good children then. And it was... That day, on Independence Day, they were selling Make Me Well. You know, that's what we call something like buns, meat in it.
Okay.
Oh, yes,
Make
they
Me
don't
Well.
sell those things anymore.
How much was it then?
Maybe you
Less than
could
a
get,
kobo,
you could
right?
get like 4 for 1 penny. You know, that time, yes.
The British
not
penny.
No, is it?
The British
Yeah,
penny,
no, the
yes.
British,
Okay.
the
British
Queen,
penny,
the Queen's
yes,
bust
yes,
was
yes.
on it. You know,
Yes.
it was a sweet, it was sweet sensation, if I may use that.
But
It
what was the
so
feel? What
good.
was the mood like on that day? Can you remember?
Oh, the mood was, the green, white, green was inside us. Nigeria, we hail thee. Even if a sassafly was, you know, eating you up on one of the cheeks to
You
dare not
cannot
touch
dare
it.
bring your
You
hands
know, because
down.
we were singing Nigeria, we hail thee.
Yes.
I don't know whether 64 years on, whether it has all panned out the way we thought, we hoped it would.
Well, Nigeria is a grandpa
But
now.
God did,
Yes.
by my name self.
Yes.
Like
Let's-
Dennis said, it's a work in progress.
It's work in
Work in
progress.
progress.
And
But that's what it is.
And I said there's a light at
My
the end of
people
the
will
tunnel.
tell you, only we work and
Yes.
just. If you join vexation to the problem on the ground, hypertension will become your friend.
Oh,
All
that's
right.
a good one. Let's
So-
quickly go to the papers. I'll begin with the People's Daily. And just below the masthead on People's Daily, ASU gives 14 more days ultimatum to federal government over strike. And Taraba ex-governor Ishaku in AFCC net over alleged 27 billion naira fraud. At the bottom plate of the People's Daily, Shuaibu planning to forcefully enter government house. Edo government tells IGP. Security experts laud CDS for establishing theatre operation in Northwest. Details on page 7. Vice President Kashim Shettima returns to Nigeria after anger outing in New York. You find that on page 4. Tinubu appoints Joseph Tegbe as China-Nigeria Partnership DG. You find all that on page 19. And 4 teenage girls drown in Jigawa River. Find all the details on page 5. Oil theft won't deter our 3 million barrel goal. That's coming from NNPCL. And the picture story you see there, dignitaries at the 64th Nigeria's Independence Day cake after Thanksgiving service yesterday here in Abuja. Let's quickly go to the Blueprint newspaper now. And above the masthead, NIMET predicts 3-day thunderstorms nationwide from Monday. You find the details on page 7. And below the masthead, most Nigerians enjoy 20-hour daily power supply. That's coming from the Minister of Power, Adelabo. And NPFL, Rivers United, PIP, Enyimba, tornadoes held at home. And the headlines, FG hands over 64 CNG buses to NLC, TUC, NANS with riders to distribute 2,000 CNG tricycles to youth. And it is a promise kept, says the Information Minister. You find the details on page 6. Police organizers dialogue over October 1st protest. FG monitors to forestall chaos. Activists give conditions. Constitution review. Senators unite on LG autonomy. Differ on state police. Find the details on page 8. 13,800 illegal refineries oil pipeline destroyed. That's coming from the NMPCL on page 7. Dangote Cement leaves SMEs in Nigeria. Details on page 23. Flooding. Kebbi receives 3 billion from federal government on mitigation. And Obasanjo behind my impeachment. Ex-Governor Ladoja opens up 18 years after. Sedemola? Sorry.
Thank you. I have the Daily Trust newspaper with me, and just below the nameplate, local government LG uncertainty in Rivers, PDP as Fubara's allies effect to APP. Excuse me. Then we have the Constitution review. Northern Southern senators disagree on regionalism. Media Trust donates 10 million to Maiduguri flood victims. Details on page 8. Residents now disagree as airstrike kills scores in Kaduna. 23 worshippers among victims. Locals, we only hit terrorist-based. Air Force and state government is silent on the incident. Details on page 4. Bandit adopts NURTW chair. Health workers 3 kids in Kaduna. Details on page 5. Property burnt as tanker explodes in Bayelsa. Details on page 6. Federal government hands over 64 CNG buses to Labour and NANS. Details on page 40. Then we have this story. Heart diseases spike. Fuel sudden deaths in Nigeria. Then we have the details of that story on page 3. Chooks.
You know, it's not mere tokenism. You know, we journalists have an assignment to keep government on their toes. But please, when government works, also come out earnestly. When you talk correctly about your neighbor, even if it's your neighbor, you feel good inside. The 64 CNG buses should be applauded. It means we are moving forward. And it's not just giving it to labor that makes the news. The news really is transporters are now looking toward that mode of fueling of the vehicle to see whether it makes business more manageable and profitable too. And at the end of the day, affordable to the commuter. So we should not just let it, give it passing mention. It is work in progress. I keep on saying Chukudi likes the way this government is going. But the journalist in me also says, well, we're trying to see that the cup is half full of water, half empty of water, not half full.
And gatekeep.
You were given money for three water projects. Why are we seeing just 2 on the ground? That's the way we are. It's on behalf of the Nigerian people.
Keep them in check.
But this is commendable.
Yes.
I wanted to start on that very positive note. But
and they're also going to distribute 2,000 CNG tricycles to you.
That's a good one. We are moving, albeit slowly, almost snail speed. The alternative is chaos. May we not have that. That's it. Residents NAF disagree as airstrike kills scores in Kaduna. And the first thing that comes to your lips is, no, not again.
Not again.
It's not collateral damage.
No.
You're targeting somebody in the process of taking that person out, those close by, that's collateral damage. This one sounds like mistargeting. But my problem is that they are saying that NAF and residents are disagreeing.
Now says they are not responsible for it. That is the terrorist.
So who done it?
So there is no...
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
agreement.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, that's what NAF says.
I didn't
They are
read
not
this.
responsible for
I
what?
didn't read the story in
For
depth.
the air that kills the scores.
I didn't read the story.
That it was terrorists that killed the scores?
Yes,
I didn't
that's
read
what
this.
NAF is saying.
I didn't read the story in depth, but because we are journalists, we begin to ask questions. If we say they are terrorists, and you're saying it's airstrike, the journalist's mind goes to, are they flying aircraft now? Is that the next level? So if you say it's airstrike, my mind is going to tell me it's not likely to have been done by terrorists, except if you're saying that they now have the F-16s and the
Rocket
Alpha
launchers,
jets
yes.
and all that. So the handling of information when calamity like this happens
Public
does a
relations.
lot. Very
PR.
messaging is
Yes,
very important. I say it concerning some of the people who work for Mr. President. They have to learn how to talk, so that the good work coming from the presidency can
Information
flow.
management, right?
That's why
Information
NIPR is
management.
always saying, bring your people, let
Yes.
us train them so that they can be able to counter issues like this, situations like this.
I hope
arise.
my friends, our colleagues who are aides to politicians are not going to relay me. I tell people the journalist may not be the best person to go and be a presidential spokesman.
Yes.
Public speaking. Tony Blair, when he got out of 10 Downing Street, went into public speaking. He knows how to talk. You must learn how to talk. Very important. It's not a Chukudi Oyibo repete. No.
Are you a Toastmaster?
I'm a Toastmaster. God made me so many things. You know, I didn't know which one to pursue. Maybe that make me no get money. So we really feel bad that our fellow men and women have again perished without intent on the part of the NAF. If the NAF did it, we must always introduce a caveat. Since
They
this is
did
the
it.
situation we have,
They did it.
we are not sure. Speculation we don't want to bring into our job. You understand? In quotes.
Then we have this heart diseases spike, fuel sudden deaths in Nigeria. That is worrisome.
When you mentioned heart disease, you take me back to the days I practically cried out of the University of Benin teaching hospital, because they asked me, why does your father still laugh? And Professor Febu told them it's because he doesn't believe he's going to die. The minute my father saw me coming in tears, he started dying gradually.
Yes.
They said he has just about 34 beats. That's even those are too few beats for even a baby, let alone a grown-up man. Why does he still laugh? I told them he has incurable optimism. That's the way he is. You know, his own was complete heart block. So when you mention heart disease, I want to say whatever is causing it, we must all go out to work against it.
And not self-diagnose it saying it's ulcer.
That's it.
It is not ulcer. When you feel pain around the heart,
when
see your
cholesterol
doctor.
begins to block the passages for your blood.
The expert says it's poor diet, sedentary lifestyle, smoking, high sugar in meals, and environmental pollution. They are the major contributors.
Incidentally, the way our life is economically does not quite help your diet.
Doesn't.
Sometimes the one was here chop. You understand? So
You just eat what you see.
Exactly,
You see,
my
and at
brother.
times you're so busy you forget to
I was saying the other time that this end hunger strike would not have happened, protest would not have happened if it was if Ekba and Agbado had come out, because they rescued us to some extent. So, you know, I'm a village boy. I have to say the way it is. You know,
living in the village is the best life.
no,
You have fresh air, no pollution, you eat what you want to eat.
Do you know that it's one of the things that they mentioned?
Yes.
So when you live in the village, you walk to the farm, then you walk back.
you actually watch that squirrel scrambling up that branch of trees,
even exercise.
and you salute nature.
When you wake up in the morning, you clean the house, you exercise, and the air is fresh.
You are not living up to
Your
anyone's
lungs
expectation.
just
It is
getting
you
fresh air,
and nature.
If
Some
not
people
for-
don't know how to enjoy
yes,
their
if
life.
not
though.
for insecurity, the village is the best place to go and live now.
Okay, maybe you should go there.
Yes,
Juma.
I have always dreamt of
Well,
owning a ranch where I
well,
build my
in
house.
that case, I dare say
Yes,
that you
yes,
look like a
yes.
sophisticated villager.
Yes.
Well, in that case, we draw the curtain now.
You throw me out as
Thank
usual.
you, Chukudi.
God bless you guys.
All right, thank you, Chooks. We'll
Thank you.
see you tomorrow again.
Thank you.
All right, we'll take a break now. Good Morning Nigeria continues. Stay with us.